Oh, Nemba, Jamden, Dejama, Dajamba, Yanavara, Zobe, Sangi, Ribana, Shazo, Nemba, Devara, Jama, Jiden, Jamba, Jevo, Debe, Kalo, Java, Lana, Memba, Dana, Menai, Demba, Sanji, Janden, Dembe, Java, Shanja, Dama, Janza, Jedo, Shazun, Jev. Demba Janden de Jemba Dajamba Yandaba Zobe Sanje Rimba Na Shazon Demba Deva Sheva Jidin Chemba Chevo Deve Kalo Jeva Lana Lada Mina Je Demba Sanje Jonden Dembe Java Shaja Tuba La Shanza Lo Shedo Jazun Che Adin Dendi Dir Kumbatino Demba Shaja Tuba Zo Jibi Tambegi Zongo Zoma, Temba Zongo Mombo, Yerito Ganga Pegi, Zonkashi, Roni Pegi, Robashi, then they pay some Dell Pegi, Roni, and if we call the Nisun Dungoli Taviche, then Ruchi strong, they saw what out here, so much check in the day.
When we reciting this prayer, that times we have to think here mainly Buddha and his disciple here. You have to think in front of you. Those old Buddha and Bodhisattvas are helping to you, so you have to make supplicate to get something or receive something from them to receive liberate from the samsara.
Oh yeah. Again, one more. Demba Jande de Jamba Dajamba Yanda Bora Zobe Sange Rimba Da Yazo Demba Devara Sheba Jide Jemba Jevo Deve Kalo Girva Lana Meba Lada Mena Je Demba Sanje Jonden de Java Shaja Tuba La Shanza Lo Chedo Jasun Che Shatalo Chedo Jaso Chevo Se Digi Pegi Shatsa City, Kinga used to keep a Temba Tenguna Yor, the Meva de Yava Gangu Maria, Niganto, the Years Tache, Yapo Yoris.
So Chatsalo means here to make prostrate with the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Because here you have to visualize, we have a real Temba is Buddha in front of us. So therefore you have to think when you visualize here is a real one. So this stanza, what we reciting here is expressing about the Buddha's qualities. Here, teacher and Bhagavana Tathagata, perfectly and fully awakened one, perfectly in knowledge and good contact, Sugata, nor of the world, supreme diver of human being to be tamed. So this stanza says here, every Buddha's qualities expressing here. So why here expressing about the Buddha's own goodness or qualities? Because if we rejoice or appreciate his qualities or goodness, then definitely you will get some benefit from that appreciation.
Sanjay Lepine, Tenzumbo Sanjay Tani, Payazumbo Judges, the Rio, the Timalawache, Koran Chimbi at the end of Pick Top to Nipados, Dinu, Labdegoa, the Koran Mune Yabati, the Teratongi, the Atenho Chingi, the Shiropa Janjari.
So actually Buddha has many different type of qualities. We say 32 sign, 32 sign and 32 specific sign and 82 specific signs. Those type of qualities or sign Buddha has, but we are not expressing about those signs. Mainly here focusing Buddha's his own inner qualities here.
Shilo Zubodi Nanzul Chiping Marcoroli Chechichirwa,
So here mainly expressing his inner quality, because here not expressing about the outer quality, because it can only help us through his inner quality, not outer qualities one. So that's why here mainly focusing and expressing his own inner qualities.
Chedo, Shasun Chubu, Chedo, Sidi, Rangi Linga used that Sanji Koralia, Tamizana, Ya Chebizana. Not that Linga is the Rongi Tai, this on the sort of Gavamon, but the Ganga Sanjilia, Chiwapi.
So Chedo means here we are offering our body and speech and mind to the Buddha. So you have to give those all things, whatever you have.
Just a big carpingers. Sanjil de Piggy Ya Pija, Rani Puji, you Korampe, Hajang, Dochimbo, Seno Jachimbo Savure. And a rangi big this one, Geva, Rangilinga, Yusukanga, Sanjig de Ya Pizza, cook big Sanjig big Temba Sunding, and two challenging a Kangi, Ronji Sundegra.
So here why we offer our body and speech and mind to the Buddha. Because if we offer to the Buddha our body and mind and speech, then we will receive something, some qualities or some goodness from the Buddhas.
Jeza, Rangilinga used to be the Tisunji Geva Sanjelia Pita, that Rani Seno Chumbusasa, the Rani Piggy Sanjig Shinjologi, Nedomas, and the Chumbuchata, and the Sanjig Piggy Kusun Tug, Shilokanga, Rani Piggy, the number chain, Apai.
So if you offer your body and mind and speech, and although if you offer whatever you have collected 3 times virtues to the Buddha, then Buddha himself grant you some specific quality to you and help you.
Rangi Pigi Linga used Geva Kanga, Sanjilia Piti, the Sanji the Runi Parol, and Dewachimbu Chata, and Dewachimbu Chata, and Sanji Pigi Nintado, Shilo de Runi Junchu.
So if you offer your whole things or body and speech and mind to the Buddha, or even your 3 times virtuous action to the Buddha, then you have a good relationship with Buddha. So if you have a good relationship with Buddha, then definitely you will get or you will receive something from the Buddha.
Big Mandu Big Jalaria Kugina, Jala Tasaga, Alunda with the Ronil Big Casa, Seno Jachimbuch Sata, they big Jala Tasaga, Alunda Puchi.
Jala Tasaga,
Jala Kukush make Janzitanda, Jodumbo to New York Casame, then the Judge to Saji, the that Sanji Big Ninta Judge the Manzo Yazun Saga, the Alu Gura, the Alu Segre. Or the Alu Digi, the Manzo that Peggy Sanji Lepe Devashi, David Taj, Lingois, Kipashi, Kipisho Taj, Ronil Peseno Jachimbo Sata, Pegin Tasa the Chapashi, which Alu Chapashi, Roni Ratari. Then the Rata the Sanji, David George the Ma, Jipen George and 10 children or 10 over.
So Gisela mentions one examples here, hook, chagyu means hook. When you make the proper hook, then when you offer your whole things, your virtuous actions or bodily or verbally or mentally, you offer all things to the Buddha, then Buddha will give you just like a hook. When Buddha give hook, then you can connect with naturally. Then Buddha can lift off from your suffer or your difficult condition. So therefore, why we offer our body and mind and speech to the Buddha the reason is that.
Pena, so the imbachin, Del Gisana came in, Nanzu Yan like Becalico Europe in a more distance. That did those here, that inima churches to those Jizich, Della Jogina, they lower in the ke di noji di soso imbaje soso le da soso le karioresina pege dewa je seno da ani ichi yawa inza da digi dewa de ichi seno de karin dire so dewa de report tik ta tare da sanji gi chochi dige sanji chete tin nisu nipa dige ko den juche ani ngaraso tabi lang ya tre dewa tin dite yongyor.
Geshe mentioned that very clear example. If we have a stream, that represents your faith and trust with Buddha. If you have such a stable faith in Buddha, then definitely Buddha will send you hook, and this hook will lift off. That means you are suffer now. So if you give good relations with Buddha, then definitely Buddha will help you. Whatever you get or you experience difficult condition in your life.
No, chiza sanje la pege chemba da tsewa da nipi yeten pe ma se yeten chumbu yorte nganzu le ti yeten jusa ne tsani mena ti ma tesa ne lusa ne chun mewina nganzu ro mare chiza nganzu pentu yo mare.
So Buddha has many different qualities, such as qualities of compassion, qualities of wisdom. If we have it, if there is no vessel to put that type of qualities, then how Buddha can deliver those quality to others peoples? If peoples have that type of vessel is perfect, then easily Buddha can deliver his own qualities and wisdom and some sort of his qualities.
Ima sanje shajivi koran shajivi kaptela tabege ta dendi shirobi chonsong shimbachi ta digi bege sanje den bege ya tabilang ya gekten je shiwi tashi shiwi bege tangyore bege kolta ko tabilang ke bala koran rewa shegu gore di shirobi chonsong digi ta yog segro di shirobi yoga digi 선제를 대화치에 속여 말해 zon사서 냠바에서 깨깨 제로 찍어 말해
상계기 고 다르벨람 티
거야 타빌랑 최고 상거에서 이거는 대화치 매상해라 단 대화치 그에단 대화치에 대한데 선제기 베게 콜 배송차 뭐제 몇년 받제기요 진짜마다 제거데 그 선제 약으로 제로 찍어 말해 찍 니네 코페트야 거에서 도와를 베게 선제기 또한 담을 되는 코 컨트롤 나왔다 때 담을서 컨트롤 나고 말해 베게 가르사 콜 존지를 가오 시기요 말 진짜 산지기 탐말 가르서는서 네가 드자치 드지하디시 콜라데 코든 대와 큰 대와 좀 서로 맞아이자 장애니까 대와 맞아이자 산지기 콜 베게 콜 지사가 디 알루메 콜.
So Geshe mentioned that often time in Buddha's times, that times one non-Buddhist one non-Buddhist persons, Buddha always tried to escape from his challenges or his problem, but he never listened to Buddha. Buddha tried many times to listen to him, but he never. Buddha tried sometimes, he tried to control by anger, sometimes he tried to control by peacefully, but he never listened. Because that is, he doesn't have a ring. If he doesn't have a ring, means he doesn't have any faith and trust with Buddha. So that's why he doesn't have to listen or ability to listen what Buddha is saying. So that means we need trust and faith with Buddha. Without having faith and trust, you can't do anything. You can't receive anything from the Buddha.
제가 하이 대비 참배죠. 삼회미를 주면서 도와 디 노지기 베기 말스 디시데라 산지 소지 샤제도 바이네 베게 콜 ndwi kawa de majun ore kochi bola asamba noji arso pegi dewa de ichi de seno de ndi mewe ina sanji ge to manzo pegi kadina ropa chinde yore de ropa che de kol mangumare tsawa ni.
So just Geshe mentions that if a king of gods, falling rain, even if there is not a seed itself is not proper, then it cannot grow its results. Similarly, if you haven't any faith and trust with Buddha, whatever Buddha tried to do for you, nothing is helpful.
Then is that Tombo Danding, Tembajon, the Tombo Sanjika Yetende, Chichen, Naji and then Dentona, they see the Lord Changi, Sanji, Ya, Kono Yeten, Sambajon, Tembachi, then is Yin shots us, keeping shots us in, lead the Nga, somebody piggy, keep us. And shot, che, city, Rangilingo is Takipache, the Lingo is Yapu, Seno to Yapu. Teni pege te pizza di tangal be ropa chiro chisena tas mi sonjim page mi jenda jina kolia shiuji ropa chijin kuma ropa chiro chis chiro sanji devi chete ni zewa chimbu yeza maangar ropa chiri.
So therefore when you reciting this stanza, you have to feel this stanza expressing Buddha's qualities, Buddha's inner qualities. So when you expressing this stanza, you have to think its meanings too. Its meaning is here you are going to offer whatever you have, virtuous actions collected through your emotionally and mentally and verbally and bodily, all kind of actions, virtuous actions you offer to the Buddha because you need something from the Buddha. So therefore, you have to visualize in this way when you're reciting this stanza. So why I mentioned here this, because we always reciting or invoking this stanza here. If we understand its meaning, then definitely it is benefiting everyone. So also when we reciting this stanza, we feel excited. Yeah, if we do not understand the meaning of this stanza when we reciting, then we feel exhausted, and then sometimes we get like exhausted, and then we feel like feel like depressed, So therefore, if you have this faith or trust with Buddha, then whatever you want, you will get. Whatever you want, you will get. As a mother, we can get whatever we need from our mothers. Our mothers can also produce whatever their son or children wants. So similarly, if you have such a wonderful trust or faith in Buddha, then definitely Buddha will help you. So here, Geshe mentions, if there is no mothers, then children cannot born. Without mothers, children can't born. Just fathers can't help. Father only himself cannot born children. So it needs mainly mother. So here, mainly focusing, faith and trust in Buddha is very important.
There's been a Loini da Papatumini Roa Kuni Karsa Amadigi Begi Pawakare Kuni. There's a Amad Kujari Jindini Jabi Pashi, translation, transit Pashi. I made the Mumbuche, Pawala Kiki.
And Gisela just mentioned one story about the Bashubandhu and Dignak. They are brother. They are brother but different mother. One is his mother married to a king, and another is Donsebra. Donse.
Na danda Hindi ke danda karsagar lama.
Ale, and another husband is non-Buddhist master, Hindu non-Buddhist master. So she has two sons, but different husband.
Chesan mai gi ani peki jari jigina jari ta deni jari shewa tonse jigina tonse ri ne chose dowa gina dowi ri shene da shenpa gina shenpi ri dan dena pugutin de de shewa shigro paina di she to ma reso.
So this is mainly depend on mother, whatever she needs. Even she needs a king to marry to king, then she can born a prince. And if she needs to marry with like butcher or blacksmith, then born each of their own son.
Chesa amati New Zealand mitten dreva ina New Zealand pishigre. Jami jina jami bi pewa shigro.
If mothers married to New Zealander, then children will be New Zealander. If mother married to the Tibetans, then child will be Tibetan. And if mother married with Chinese, children will be Chinese.
저도 뒤는 이게 대화 인도 마다 시에 세야돼. 나도 또 산지도 대화 시에 대화 되기 라니게 타외 공부거나 타외 공부 시에도에 던지 준비 공부거나 던지 준비 공부. 나도 미 공부거나 나도 미 공부. 센디게 대시거나 대란 중에 또 강가 연구요.
So if you have this faith in Buddha, then definitely you will receive whatever you want. If you want a higher state of human beings, then you will receive. If you want a state of nirvana, you will receive. If you want a state of complete enlightenment, you will receive through trust and faith in Buddha.
제가 산지기 취되라 너무 많이 배치지 말고가 가와서 뭐 쉬울 늘지 채봐 되게 다 센데다 세 심할 베게 다 가서 밑에 라이 공부 사바데 타베 공부 대외적 통지 집에 공부데 산지를 마도 매딩이 제지지래 띵간도 다다 채돼 띵가 채봐데 야포슈 상고 그래 대 채봐데 시고 그래.
So you have to understand one very important thing is here we meet Buddha Dharma today. Buddha Dharma provides way of our life, and also whatever you want will provide by Buddha Dharma. If you practice Buddha Dharma well, then you will receive a state of human being, a state of higher beings, or a state of nirvana and a state of complete enlightenment. Whatever you want, Buddha Dharma will provide you. So therefore you have to rejoice and try to make appreciation on Buddha Dharma.
배는 체득 대신 손에 산지기 취지된 체가 취득지만 지속이나 말선 베게 생게 대시지 마도 베게 드마 자와니네 매워차 그래. 강가 체나요 강가 디게 베게 대시 중에 질로도에.
After meeting Buddha Dharma, then you have to realize what is the Buddha Dharma properly, and then you can achieve some sort of good highest qualities within your life, inner peace, a state of inner peace or a state of peace you will gain from the practice of Buddha Dharma.
말도 나자 이pe 메시 둥아 체기도 산지기 치 나자도 매봐서야나 나자를 때베 둥아 강가세로라 체디.
So for example, pride will give us so much unwanted suffering. So if you practice Buddha Dharma, then definitely Buddha Dharma destroyed that type of pride.
control kasi nga zo deporte de randa jenka nga tana mi so chen senche so chen chen control zo do de kanga che del zo de sanje ge chilu ka ke ka thori.
And also anger destroyed a lot of things, lot of good qualities within ourselves. That type of anger also destroyed by the Buddha's teaching. If you practice Buddha's teachings properly, then you can destroy this unwanted anger within yourself.
Pena sanje ge chilu bege control ge nyembo to so da shamba da ni je da zesen to so kanga bege control 매워서야 다시 던지지 시에는想法的 니제도 재생도 시 아주 가르치는 뱀 맛이 집어로.
So Buddha himself taught antidote of the anger in Buddhism, loving kindness and compassion and patience. If you practice those type of antidote or destroyer of anger, then it's really benefiting to you.
아주 컨트롤이 사실은 니 구나 니 대우여 말에 차시 파그래 왔다 딘노지 베게 때니 때지 그는 쇼게 야론데 마데와 레차도아 so 만타 듀에시나 데 컨트롤 나도 베게 차시 파 니인게 시대와 드는 용거도.
So when you become angry, that angry will cause you pressure, high blood pressure, or sometimes it takes your life too. You becomes high blood pressures, and also some people get heart headaches through the anger. So some people can't wake up in the mornings, reason of anger. So that's why anger is very, very, very bad.
제가 라니 컨트롤 사자제 라니기 남이나 보고부르이나다 더와지 랑기 짤 로딩이 도서 칸칼 지지 마데와서도 강가 마치 버서 그러와.
If you get angry, then you will make not only yourself, you will make the whole of your family to in bad condition. Or
제가 다 컨트롤의 님이 돼서 통상에서 다디 님이 마요에 체다 가르소는 동굴에서 거기 컨트롤 사사들 니체가 그 미크로도 되어 말이지 코코라 니지 컨트롤 지용 체세 다 니지 컨트롤도 그게 대체성 마도 미크로도 되자 말에 상바 제 베게 니제 간지요래.
So in these circumstances, when you really get angry and you can't control angry, that times you have to think that person's also under control the anger, undermine the influence by the anger. So therefore, you have to generate compassion toward that person. If you generate compassion toward that person, then slowly your anger will be despair.
랑글리라 베노네 제나 네바 마시에스 베나 라니네 토노톤다 라니기 컨트롤 사야데 로니 미젤 네와시에데 라니기 롱 레데도 컨트롤 시에전도 다다 하코그로 와지 제 컨트롤 베게 네와시에바이바 로니 니스 하코그로 와 데 노지 미젠다라 컨트롤 도지 로니레 치네와시 메데레 네와 마시 컨트롤 미베 타치동 송레.
So therefore Buddha taught that you have to take example of yourself. When you get angry, what will do angry within yourself? You have to think of your own self. Angry only destroy your virtuous action or good inner qualities. So therefore, reasons you have to think other too. If we get angry at anyone, then we destroy others' virtues, other good qualities. So that's why Buddha emphasized that you have to take example first your own self. Then you have to think of other.
제자 장기 컨트롤 되게 님이 야포 통화시나 어다 그런 컨트롤 되게 니 생내부터 리내서 리세니까 내가 맞아 나랑 그 부글 내서 나랑 넘이를 내서 나랑 그네 파마를 내서 Te ngado romba chin se ne ba che so sam to so pege ne ta to so no ji ta do control cha de
So,
jamune de control renga samba ra che
so therefore, if you really understanding the disadvantage of anger, then you will recognize your main enemy is not a person. Real enemy is anger. That anger will harm yourself and your family, your son and daughter and your neighbor, all those around you. So that's why if you see the disadvantage of anger, then definitely you can destroy the anger within yourself.
just zombolin le kaze ke ma de kanga control shin ro kanga zongye de control re da.
For example, in this world, many terrible war happens. This all war is coming through the anger.
Te zo tu sam jini jil tu de sama ke mare.
But this is not depends on all, but some of them.
Also kaza ta zo je pi samba ngemba ye denge control ye denge te so pege ta zo me na ta che ta zo pe control she she ta samba zombo yunge ni je she she won shu sta ngaro so pege ngaro so ta je to ye dire di che bo yo.
So now we can do for them. We just can prayer and make a prayer for themselves. Those who are really evil or those who have a unwanted or terrible mind, just destroy or dispel within themselves. Just we can do just a prayer.
Temaze nganzo pege kaje pama tenjo control sawa pogi shewe zo jag do ta zo denge do 부 pama ngone kona chane bugul hajang sewa yorde control sa de bugul kaze shugu yeme karchege yeme tsani haku nyomba no chadar.
For example, some parents, when they get angry, they beat their children, unbearably. So that times they can't control because they also understand the anger. So they can't control. Some parents, they really do some bad actions on their children through the anger.
Tedo de no jinga do control ke to jande jag de control to de mil singe ma ya ro ganga de le control sai de le ngo do control ma sa na nyembo la xie xin yung go do e ganga control rong ki so go.
So when we getting, for example, ourselves, when we getting anger, we try to say some bad words to others, some harsh speech we use, and we try to get fight with others. Such unwanted activities, those all coming through the anger.
제가 내가 참아시에 돼 강가도 컨트롤 성에 강가 컨트롤.
So this all unwholesome activity or harmful activities is making by the anger.
제가 딱 먼저 내가 신이 컨트롤 임바하고 있어. 소스질 딱 전부 컨트롤 넣으면 돼. 다 버려. 컨트롤 얘는 다디 소스 다디 소스 냐데. 다디마 땡고 버려.
So when you recognize harmful thought or within yourself, then that is your main enemy. So when you recognize your harmful thought as your own enemy, then you have to try by yourself how to withdraw or how to remove within yourself that type of harmful thought.
진짜 미기 소설 걸 컨트롤 예매 따시게 말아. 소설 컨트롤 예매 따더 그래.
So other people can't recognize you have anger, but you can recognize within yourself what you have, what type of anger you have. So other people can't recognize. Only yourself can recognize your own anger. So therefore you try to recognize your anger, and after that your anger is your main enemy and harmful thought. Yeah.
그래서 당 한주기 가와 내와시에서 컨트롤 내와시고 다 컨트롤 내와시 내지 또 야쇼도 니제.
So therefore we have to harm the harmful thought, anger. That method or remedy is the compassion. So therefore we have to generate compassion.
근데 뭔가 매와 속거기는 농아국으로 농아 데레 니제.
If you really want to dispel darkness, then we need light. Without light, we couldn't dispel darkness. Similarly, here, if you really want to dispel or destroy your anger within yourself, you need generating compassion.
제가 니제 여자 컨트롤 회사야 말 니제도 컨트롤 인양부 자원이 되게 말해.
So if you generate compassion, then anger will not come within yourself. They never staying together at one place.
배나간지 세부에서지래 뭔가 용사 매로와.
For examples, if there is full of light, darkness can't come.
제가 니제 진데 코라 니제 손노다도 니제란 미 농축 중에지 왜나 아니 내가 신이 추용해 가르강아 최신에 대디 강아 대셔야 될 니데 강부이나 답이기 컨트롤 자원이 그래서 요 말에 컨트롤 고가사래.
So therefore, if you practice compassionate thought or compassion continually, then anger never will come to you, because it hasn't got any place to stay within yourself, because compassion always block its place. So therefore you have to generate the remedy or antidote of anger, compassion.
다 니제 야보시에서 이제想法 容个些你这个的로봇 야쇼的조보 야쇼的진대 로통에的想法
So if you generate compassion, or if you gain a realization of compassion, then you will gain loving kindness naturally, because loving kindness is very close friend of compassion. So therefore, if you practice wisely and continuously, then loving kindness is coming automatically within yourself.
제가 디터지 가려용 그랬으나 신다를 펜바르도 그래. 샴바 예자 답에게 샴바디가 콜 펜바시나 대화시나 시부시나 상고여로 어디도 그래.
So then if you have gain or achieve the realization of loving kindness, then really you can benefit others. Really you can help others people. Because loving kindness is the main door to help others.
진짜 라니 내가 시상에 질레 로바 야부 제전에 그 내가 시가 말아 그 자주 내가 논지 시상으로 공문에 투성을 야부 시비 제기도 다 자원이 그 년반에 참여하기는 당인들 춘에 내가 시지민도선 내가 시가 말아
간에서야기라.
민젠다지 소수가 다 백션비도 그 로바 파제되이나 디 제사디 동부론이라 내가 시상되이나 그 로바 징에 진바이서 아우 단들 나 로바 징에 이래 그 내가 시는 가만히 상으로
If you have a loving kindness to others, then others, if they are dislike you or harm you, even they stop to harming you, because you are helping them through your loving kindness. And then they will receive your help. After receiving your help, they will not harm you. So therefore you have to need to practice loving kindness too.
배나도 키스 미메 소전이 키지와이나 키데 너도 동부투데 키데 간도 소잡고 선코 주임으로 콜또 야보체 숑보소제는 키데 라니 배 마시가우치리.
For example, if for example very naughty dog some nutty dog try to attack to you or bite to you. But if we do gently or like care for itself, then it also stop to try to bark or bite us.
Is a kidding until the so Majashi Kunyeda on a Kati Tiro, Rani Kati in a cook that is so Kati Jadirana or some that dead grow.
And also that dog also, when that dog's barking us, then if we hit with some stick, then it also think, I need to bite him in future or one day when I get a chance to bite. It will also think like that way.
That kid is running so much Java, the Roni Tropo is so going to kill Toteta. Yeah, both the Gauchi, the Colgay, and they were the Duchana. This you can Roni kid the town, kid running, Gauchi. So Jagumare.
So this type of dog, when barking on you, that times if you feed something nicely, then definitely it will be your close friend. Become a friend, then it will not bite you and not bark you.
Oh, that tea dubbing and do me Jimaton egg. Jimaton says door. Jimaton to a child.
So similarly, here Geshe say generosity. When we practice generosity also coming through the compassion and loving kindness. Without practice of compassion and loving kindness, we couldn't get like sense of generosity, giving something to others. So it is not the same like when we plant seed, then it grows itself some result. Not like that way. When we generating compassion, after that we give or helping other is not like that way. Sometimes we feel exhausted or like feels sense of giving up because there is numberless sentient beings. How can we do for them? How can we help for them? Sometimes we get this type of sense or emotions within ourselves. But you have to think when you're getting this sense that times you have to think those all sentient beings are helpful or grateful of us. If you think that way, then definitely you can do something for them. For example, if you get nice clothes, then you feel happy and you feel energetic. When you feel this type of emotion within yourself or feeling within yourself, that times you have to think. This type of feeling also coming through this cloth. But this cloth is coming through the numberless sentient beings. If you think that way, then definitely you can generate compassion and loving kind toward those sentient beings.
칼라 신부지 세वे네 칼라 제도서 손으시던 제가 칼라 제도서 간에 연구도 지대도 센제 베게 점에지든 저와에 되게지 점에지가 로진이 돼 용돼 봐시 Teto sama ngandu soso dan jawa yeding. Sosi ke tilipa trenda model second chade.
So for example, if you eat delicious food, that times you have to think, how did happen this delicious food for yourself today? You have to think those all delicious items with your food is also coming through the numberless sentence beings.
Those sort tangina senche dela nije gango de tije dela no go ready. Senche dela nije gango de dela jimba tango de dela tonji mindu sing hanzo yewa shesa tane ragmare. So she shigmare hanzo.
So if you're thinking that way, then you never feel discriminate. Some like discriminate thought. I need to give this person and I need not to give that person. You never discriminate like that way. If you have really such this good heart, loving kindness within yourself, you never come or arise this unwholesome thought within yourself.
Rani control sasa chi rani jimba tangsa ni roni ngoshi pa haja nyunyu re zopuli de haja nyunyu zhongkan nyu shu de re
kan rani jimba tangsa
rani ge jimba tangsa ji ka ze rag de te nyunyu re roni ngoshi pa nyunyu re roni control sasa shiu nyunyu re.
So Geshe mentioned that in this world, if you count that very less objective of anger and objective of generosity and also objective of compassion, very, very less people. For examples, people who knows me around maybe 10,000 people will know about myself.
In
this world, more than 70 million people in this world, but almost 10,000 people will know Geshe, but not sure. So if you haven't any relationship or if you haven't any close sense of close, you can't fight with them and you can't help them. So therefore you need some sort of relationship if you really help them or generate compassion toward them.
So if
you think this way, then it is not like a compromise or it is not like covered by the or compassion and patience and loving kindness. For examples, if we are not sure, maybe 100 people, around 100 people, those we thinkings we try to harm, maybe 100 people in this world. So therefore, there is no more people to generate patience and to arise anger. So therefore you can easily practice patience because very few are in this world. And also you can practice compassion. Very few people's sufferings we know.
So therefore,
So therefore, if you're having compassionate thought, then everything will be, every negative things will be purified and disappear through the compassions.
제가 니제도 춘주 마서와 고담 참말 차바지 센제 참말이 차바지 파데 조토바이나 동본이 강고는 간조 강기 강고 네 강고 전도 강고 강이 감지여래 강요디 아니 갈리갈리 강가 체유디 콜 비게 가서 제토거래.
So when you generating compassion, not just tiny compassion, you just try to expand numberless sentient beings. But you need to practice. If you practice, then yeah, definitely it will come to you. So therefore, first things you have to, we all need to practice, even myself too.
알아서 단다 게다 첨부셔 되게 산제 상세 노지 베게 템바 모보도 와서 강가 베게 니제 이 단위제 샤다리 니제 정저 간이 도서 짜치 말해.
So just we mentioned Buddha and Bodhisattva here. Those all beings are coming through the practice of the compassion thought.
넘버 멤버 인바이나 베나다 선소소가 템바 모보여와 서 샤자딩에 템바도 강가 파쿠도이나 콕니는 이제 젠도 제와 젠도 민 로파 젠도 드리랭가 생각도 미참에 콜 샤선도 미참에 콜 베게 또 코널 되게 제딩에 그까지 중에 기가 간노지 베게 연애 중에 용어로 와.
So even non-Buddhists also believe and accept him because Buddha himself achieved realization of compassion or achieve fully practice of compassion. So therefore, every people's believe and trust him because of the practice of compassionate thought. And also not only the Buddha and all Tempa means a teacher or religious teachers. Those all are practitioner of compassionate thought. So every followers, they believe there's a religious leader because of the practice of the compassionate thought.
Dungade, League Nazado, the Zoti Tachi Mensa, the Membale Ten, Chetens or Elas of Tendic, Tony, she tries chain loss of Tendic, Javaton to Rete, no saying Dungade, to so Javaton to Achin Yomara, she could kick it, Soto Mare.
So when we talk about the suffering, the physical suffering or physical pain or physical illness can be cured by the Western medicine. But mental or emotional problem or mental problems cannot be cured by the Western medicine. This is only cured through the teaching of the Buddha or practice of teaching of Buddha. So, teaching of Buddha is only light of the dispelling of the ignorance of darkness.
Peke kaza lojon de manoba gaw manoba ji ta peke nyone manjo be chilu de masende chilu yashu danka che tsare danka che be na ne ta ti kawazon bo shu se yonze dugure gampore nyone che gore leader.
So if you choose Buddhism or part of Buddha, then you have to think daily and appreciate on his precepts or his legacy. And then you have to practice and meditate on his path or his practice daily. And also try to rejoice his legacy or teaching of Buddha. Then definitely something will happen, something will bring within yourself.
나로 베게 세라 나마 몸보 산지 템바도 인자 Dendiji le tomo the sachi, Narzo Tanda Yunju, Sonji Temple Tomo Yone Chiagani, Le Kodu Cheching on the day. Zambari, can't just so limbar sonaton, Limba Nazo Kanga Kakachanja Redua. They can jump there, they call Serangami Legion, Leno Day.
So numberless time or birth we have been numberless times, and then after that we collected many different type of merit, collective action. We call collective action. That type of collective actions reduce or try to reunite here today. We together here listening Buddhisms together at this present hall.
Pena lum kasa kalen shuisha kasa kan lum jawin the kenyi the kern kale kukujin that the kogonajino kenyi mobo pungudo. Kenyi the kasa kane kenyungo rolunde.
For example, if there is windy, then that wind brings some rubbish or dust from everywhere, every corners, and push one side, and then they collect. They push one side, and they collect it at one place. Similarly, we have collected a lot of merit in the past life. So now we are experiencing that past life's result.
Ngama kashi tati luliti, tati shewad, ngama karachi tati shewad in roton kaniltido, ngami le karisabat, ozi haku zero ngamadige.
So what you have gained in your previous life is you have to see your present life. Then you will recognize what you have been or what you had been in your past life.
Pena shewa ngamani chije kasa nomba de tetsin dewa ye nomba ji de chi che de so so miji na o de jiba de nomba member ina roni ti sen ronji gi pege telia kasa lo shon ro gen to de shiwi ji tel pa karso gawe ngama de de so na chi de yong do.
So since your previous life has connected with the Buddha Dharma, then in this life also you have naturally tried to connect it with some Buddhist, some like Buddhist teacher and Buddhist society and Buddhist teacher.
Angima shi ta dani dani ma ta ngima losum guril nga dawre re inima basanol dawal chishinge thenre re yong yore nima ji nga yong dingi nga desa ge bas ke cha ropa chile ne pomu nyambo keso.
So when Geshe was in Addington before, he used to come to teach in Christchurch. That times he come by bus. At that times, Geshe met one girl next to his seat.
Bumude pachelo chedin choche ten regendo. Ini kono ishu pama kanga ishu dan ishu yem maze pama nika ishu gegen regendo.
And that girl is around 16 or 17, but their parents are Christian. Not only Christians, they are like pastor.
Ngal hajangi dewashi masi gabushi ngal jiwi zokucheche. Chora nomba imbe singa ngone tons nomba la gawi yes those be kono shula ngudu.
So when she met Geshe at that times, she respected to him and rejoiced. When she met that time, she really appreciated and rejoiced with Geshe. And then she cried when she met Geshe.
Na nonchi shu jindin de ta ngaru ri de shesa de nonchi nomba che me ta tapi koka de lapsha ko ngudu.
So she said that I would really want to join Buddhism and practice Buddhism, but Unfortunately, I was born in Christian family. But she hasn't met before anyone. Also, she didn't practice any Buddhisms before. But Manuel, when she met Geshe-la, she felt naturally some sort of this sense or feeling, emotion. And then Geshe-la felt, oh, that is really caused by the previous karma. Definitely she has been something in previous life. She has been something, some connection with the Buddhisms. Geshe-la felt like that. This all like story and history. So do you have any question?